All right, everyone, and welcome back to Between Two Coaches. We're on a mission to make fitness more human. The snark is going to be sold separately today, as it normally is. I'm Coach Amanda, and I'm joined as always by my co host.
It's me, Coach Nick. And thanks for being here, guys. This is the last episode of season 2. We made it, Amanda. We survived. And we're proud. We're happy you're here. We're proud we're here. And we're talking about being proud. We're going to talk today about how to be proud and ambitious and how they can coexist together as one in a happy harmony. I think it's a great topic, Amanda. You chose it, so it makes it even a better topic.
Now. It's definitely it's something that's fresh on my mind, coming off of not only my marathon the week before, but we're in the heat of fall racing season. Chicago just happened this past weekend. The Staten Island half was canceled. If you're local to New York, that was a race that a lot of people had put a lot of preparation into and have since pivoted to either other races or whatnot. And we're just, back to back weekends really through mid-December, I guess, right? For racing season. And the conversations are not always black and white. It's not always like I'm so proud or like I'm so disappointed. I think that there's this middle ground that we can talk more about today, about existing in both of those feelings. But before we do that, we're going to skip over my life because I saw that you had a fabulous weekend. Why don't you tell us more about it?
I did. I have a couple athletes who live in Kansas City, and I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan since 1993. Rarely been to games because it's not cheap to fly all the way out somewhere just to go to a football game. If you don't know anyone there, it's like less exciting to fly to a random city to go to a football game by yourself. So really haven't had many opportunities. But this year, my athletes, it started in the group chat and it made it out of the group chat and we made it to the stadium. So I flew out. I took Saturday. I left on a Saturday morning trying to be mindful of the family and such and not like, hey, I'm going to go to, this place. Good luck. Left early Saturday morning, met my athletes up in Kansas City and we had some fun. One of our coaches at Running Explained, Natalie, lives out there. Shout out, Natalie. She's been my athlete for almost 4 or 5 years now. So that's lovely.
Wow.
And then, so we hung out. I met one of my athletes, Bailey, out there. We did dinner. We tried to find Taylor Swift. We didn't accomplish that, but we had a fun time. And then we went to the game on Sunday. I haven't been there at the stadium in 13 years. I went once with some friends and it was a lot of fun. I like football games when they're with a team you care about. It's kind of fun. I lived in Jersey a lot, didn't really care about the Giants, so I'd go to the games because it was a fun thing to do with friends, but I didn't care. So this was like a whole fun experience. Had a blast. It was a night game, so it ended like 11 and I flew back the next day at 5. So
AM?
yeah, again, it was trying to be mindful of family and I didn't want I am a direct flight only kind of guy if affordable, right? Because I don't like to have a layover in some city that I'm going to get stuck in, especially coming home, right? Like I don't want to fly from Kansas City to Atlanta and then them be like, "Oh, your next flight's canceled. Enjoy Atlanta at airport all night." So I try to pick direct flights and they only had 2. It was either 6 in the morning or 7 p.m. And I felt like a little rude to be like, "Hey family, I'm just going to sit here for 13 hours, wife, you got the kids again for another day." So I flew super early and made it home. But the game was awesome. Atmosphere was super cool, very loud. Chiefs won. We love that. And it was just fun. It's fun to feel very blessed to not only be a running coach and have this life, but also like to get to spend time with my athletes and meet them and do things like this. And, it was quite fun. It's fun to spend quality time with your athletes and get to know them, establish relationships. Ellie and I did a run together. Her kids rode their bikes. So that was like a little fun experience. So the whole thing was just, it was a great time with good people and I really enjoyed it.
Good. It sounds like it was exactly what you needed. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of personal and professional fun. Is Kansas City, how far is that flight?
Two
I
and a
don't
half
even know.
hours.
That's easy.
Yeah, it's doable. That's why I like that. Like, 3 hours plus on a plane starts getting me a little like,
It's interesting. That's like a very, like, that's 3 hours. I mean, so you don't go to many places, do you, sir?
I
Three
do.
hours.
Well, no, I still do those trips, but like under 3 hour flight feels like easy done. Like anything
Okay. What
above
is the
that,
furthest you've flown?
California. So like, no, actually, sorry, I've flown to Sweden. So I've flown from New Jersey to Denmark to Sweden, or
And
not
how long is
Denmark,
that flight?
Brussels.
That's like 7.
And it was like 9 or something overnight. That was different because it was overnight and I was like all screwed up,
You
and
can
then
sleep.
and then the time zones were messed up, and it was just like being lost. So that was like the longest one I've done. I haven't done much longer than like 8 or 9 on a plane straight. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like some of these long ones, like Australia, probably would throw me for a damn loop. What is it, like 20 hours of flying or something?
Yeah, you and I'm glad that I travel by myself when it comes to humans like you, because it's not that I enjoy being, you can't really go. You can't go very far. You can't go very far if your threshold is low. But it sounds like you're willing to push your threshold if you're asleep.
Yes, or if I have enough TV shows downloaded. So I'll just download more shows for my iPad and just hope it charges. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, all right, so Kansas City, that sounded like a nice time. That sounded like a nice time.
Yes, it was lovely.
Good people.
With
Good.
good
Did they
people.
win?
They did win.
Good.
Yeah, it was a good. It's always nice when your team wins instead of lying all the way out there and watching them lose.
Right. It's definitely, it's something. It's definitely something. All right, good. Well, I'm very happy for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
And so kind of segueing into this week's conversation about gratitude and being proud, gratitude and
Ambition.
ambition, right? And those two existing together. Did you have an athlete in Chicago? I feel like I was tracking everyone between friends and my athletes.
Yeah, this one was big. It was hard. I only tracked my athletes and then I followed my friends on social media later because it felt like then I was just going to have this endless list and then I was going to miss someone and feel bad. So I was like, my social media will tell me who I need to know. And I found everyone later and congratulated them. But like, I just kept to my athletes so I didn't get lost in everyone else. I had like 3 run. Friend of the podcast, Treg, finally ran her breakout marathon. I ran like
She
a
sure
12-minute
did.
PR. So shout out Treg.
We had a moment on Saturday evening.
Oh, good. Wait, a good moment?
No, it wasn't a good moment. The moment was, it was what I like to call, and what I love about my friendship with my people and the close friends that I have in the running community, we opened the door for healthy spiraling. And so she had a bit of a moment, and rightfully so. Um, did she tell you this? Am I informing you for the first time
It
what
might
happened at
be.
her shakeout
I don't know if
run?
I heard. Oh, no, she felt. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like, we go through a bit of a moment, where we're like, oh, what wonderful timing for a little bit of a fall the day before our goal race, and the goal race being over 26 miles, right? But I shared with her in a voice note that, Treg, your girl also fell several weeks, not several, around peak weeks of my marathon build for Chicago. And I fell in Times Square and I had partial tears in 2 ligaments in my knee. So I told her, I was like, and I PR'd that race because it ended up being like a non-issue. I didn't feel any pain actually after the first week. So I shared that with her to not only make her feel better, because misery loves company.
It
And
does.
so any opportunity to make somebody else feel better, even when I'm in pain, is something I'm willing to do. So I told her, I was like, it's just a little bruise. And this crazy thing in your body called adrenaline, it's gonna get you going, girl. You're gonna crush that race tomorrow. She did just receive my cheer card today, which is like steps after.
It's nice. I mean, they definitely
The
helped.
race
Yeah.
definitely helped.
Maybe they thought it was for next year's race, so they didn't want to send it too soon.
I think that's my grievance then. My grievance is with Chicago
From
for
their cheer cards. Yeah.
you said you were going to deliver and you
Yeah.
failed.
Thanks a lot, Chicago Marathon. If you're listening, fix your cheer card system.
Thank you.
I also understand about misery loving company. I like to help bring people up by putting myself down. That's always my what's it called?
Yeah, I noticed that about you.
Self-deprecating humor. Is that what it's called? So I'm big on that. But yeah, whatever we can do to help people feel good about themselves, right? That's the way it is. But yeah, she's my like third or fourth athlete who've fallen on their shakeout run this fall alone for their races.
And it's crazy because it's like it's literally not like that run is not necessary.
Yeah. I might start not having a shakeout run just purposely so people won't fall, and I'm gonna write in the log so you won't fall.
And in case you're listening to this, you're like, oh, shakeout run, shake. The shakeout run is not for fitness, y'all. The shakeout run is because you're out of your mind. You're an unwell runner the day before your goal race. I tell my runners, I'm like 15 minutes. Like you don't need to do anything. You don't need to sign up for that 5K the day before the marathon that they put on. What are we doing?
Well, double medals.
It's crazy. What'd you say?
Double medals, right?
No, not right. Wrong. Wrong.
You might get
Okay.
3 medals sometimes if they fix this system where you get both medals and you get a third medal that it goes into, like Transformers.
I just want people to. I spend most of my day telling people to sit down more. Okay. And the shakeout run is optional.
I
And I
am
wish some of you would take the option of relaxing.
those big shakeout runs like terrify me.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
worse than the marathon.
I know people want to see friends or maybe their idol is there who they follow on social media, but like I see some of these, it's like 500 people, and I'm like, you're going like someone's gonna trip over something, and people aren't. Here's the thing, and this is no knock on the running community, but as someone who's
It's gonna sound like
ran,
it.
maybe I don't mean it to be. I'm prefacing that, which is always
Well,
a bad sign.
maybe
Yeah.
we do want it to be.
Well,
Depends on what you're gonna say.
as someone who grew up running in groups in packs, like we cross country was a big pack race. You're used to track. If you ran track in high school or college, you're literally like on top of each other, running, trying not to trip each other. You know, when you do group runs with large amounts of people, you're on top.
I would
Like a
not
lot of
like
people
that.
do this, have done this stuff their whole life. A lot of people are not used to running in large packs. You know, how to keep up the pace with the people around you so you don't slow down, so the person behind you doesn't slow down, so they don't trip on the back of your feet. You know, how to keep your feet from like flailing out. So you like people aren't
No, most people
accustomed
don't.
to all
Yeah.
this stuff. And so it is a recipe for disaster. And then they're always taking place at they start at the most awkward spot. Like they're like, we're going to
And they
start at the
all
top.
start at the most awkward spot together. They
Yeah.
all pick the same spot.
And they're like, let's start at the top of these stairs. And the first half a mile will be down a flight of stairs. Everyone just be careful. And then like, we'll finish up the stair. And like, it's just like stairs
Let's
galore.
start at the top.
And it's like, you know, I mean, I hosted shakeout runs too, and they've had the worst route ever, and it's my fault. But like, it's been like 10 people. So I'm like, I feel less bad that like we're all running down the street and I didn't know it was a dead end and oops. But like some of those are just a recipe for, I know they give out stuff and people are like, oh, I could win a Garmin watch or I don't know, like it's your race, do what you want to do. But those things terrify me. I don't like to run in that large of pack of people. And
Yeah.
like it's the day before my race. And the last thing I need to be is tripped in the back by someone. So,
Right.
so maybe that's our
Yeah.
grievance. Large shakeout runs. But they're fun for
Okay.
community, I guess. I mean, so
I think we can do community other ways.
yeah. Like
I'm aligned with
post
you.
shakeout.
Post shakeout? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
How
At a
about we
pastry
sit
shop.
down? How about we all sit down let's sit down at a diner.
A pastry shop. Those are always good,
That's
right?
safe. It's
Yeah.
safe to sit and have a Levain cookie.
Ooh, good idea. We're going to host a Between the Two Coaches shakeout run, which is just a bench and we all
No,
sit on it. Yeah.
it's a shakeout snack. Shakeout snack.
So
We're having
a shakeout sit.
that's what we're doing. We're having it's the snack out. It's the Between Two Coaches snack out where we try to out snack each other, not shake each other until we fall on the ground into some like you if you're coming to New York City to run the marathon, you better put yourself in a bubble. Okay? Because I will be the first, second, and last to say this. Y'all don't know how to walk in these streets, okay? You be looking up, you're taking pictures. Some of you think you're something, and so you're taking photos of you're taking a selfie while you're walking, and you can't walk. Stick to one task. I don't need you recording yourself while running, while walking, while eating the slice of pizza in front of Joe's. I need you to focus on the thing. And the thing for you when you're in New York is walk, okay? Just walk. I
Yeah.
already know what you're doing right now. Are you clocking this minute because you're going to save this as a clip?
No,
I'm
I
not
mean,
happy with
no,
you.
no, no, I wasn't. I was actually when you said something that reminded me of Rush Hour when Chris Tucker was like, "Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?" So I was like, I was just making sure I had the
That's
quote
good.
right.
You can put that into this clip, actually. That's actually a good idea. You're full of good ideas. All right. So, anyway, speaking of, no, not speaking of, just moving along into the topic. We want to talk about, I kind of wrote in depth about this on my Substack, which is something that I've started to write every week. I'm back in a rhythm, which is for me personally really helpful. I love writing. But I think that when we're talking about pride and ambition and how it coexists when it comes to runners on their race day, just giving you the space to recognize that, like, race day is one day. And maybe that one day and those 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, what have you, didn't go how you hoped. And it's okay to have hope for a day. And I kind of just wanted to lead with that. It is one day, and so the weight that we put on this one day, it's okay to be disappointed if it doesn't turn out in the way that we wanted.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like the crux of it all, right? So it's when we look at race day, there is a clock that says some time, and that we feel like that sort of defines our training block and everything we've done. And yes, we could look at it one way, saying, "Yeah, I did more this training block than ever. I've accomplished more. I feel fitter than ever. I know I'm fitter than ever, even if the clock doesn't say it." And then there's also like having ambition and being like, okay, well, I want to run that time and I want to chase these goals, and both are okay to hold space for.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said earlier, I think as a society, we are very much all or nothing or leaning into one of the various ends of the spectrum when it comes to things like, should I be proud or should I be ambitious? Well, I can't be both. It's very hard to live in the gray middle where we could be also proud and be ambitious, because when we look at things, we're very broken in the way we look at it, in the sense of, okay, well, if I am proud, then I'm not being ambitious, or if
Mm,
I'm ambitious, I don't have any room to be proud because I can't acknowledge this accomplishment because now I'm not going to be ambitious anymore.
right. You're not going to be hungry for more if you state out loud that you're proud about something. So I think that it always comes from a good place when because I saw this a lot on social media this past weekend. I saw a lot of folks sharing either their race recap or saying, like, I finished, I did PR, but it wasn't the time I was working for. I honestly had this experience with my race. I didn't frame it like this. That wasn't the story that I wanted to tell about my experience, but was I shooting for a different finishing time? Yes. Was I shooting for a different experience? No. The experience was perfect. And I earned that from the previous year when I was walking the last like 3 or 4 miles of that race, which was not my intention. So I think that people like present their story in the way that they know how. And friends and family and well meaning people will come into the comment section and they'll say, but you still PR'd, or but you still accomplished this, but you still finished this. And it's not their intention, but it does sting to hear, because it's almost like you're invalidating the experience that they didn't have, you know?
Yeah. And, at the same time, you're trying to be supportive and you're trying to walk this line because you don't want to be like, the alternative is like, oh, you didn't reach your goal, that sucks, or like, and then that's like, okay, well now we're going the wrong direction. So it's like, it's this gray area we're all trying to operate, not just the athlete themselves, but the people supporting them. Like, how do we help you feel your feelings post race? And like, I think this is something I hear from athletes a lot of times with coaches is sometimes coaches don't even know how to react, right? If an athlete has a bad race or doesn't reach the accomplishment, I've heard coaches just disappear and not even
Yeah.
reach out to their athletes, thinking that they're giving them the space that they want. I think sometimes the role someone has in your life, those words matter more. Like,
Mm.
a coach coming in who's been there with you through it all and comes in and says, "Hey, Amanda, you didn't reach your time goal, but like, here's the perspective. Here's what I know were your feelings going into this, and helping you validate those." That's coming from a different place than like, someone who follows you on social media who just saw your post and like, well, at least you finished. Okay. Like, they may in their mind think that was supportive, but like they're pushing in the wrong direction. So I think like that time we're still navigating like this proud to ambition feeling, but
Mm.
the people in your life have different perspectives and they can offer feelings that can matter more or less.
Hmm. And oftentimes, and I think that what's great about this conversation is it goes beyond running and it goes beyond racing. And I think what happens is it comes from a couple of places. I find that most people do not know how to communicate or allow somebody to sit in their shit because it makes them uncomfortable. As opposed to just letting somebody feel and express that, like, I'm, you know, I'm grateful that I ran this race. I got a 12-second PR, whatever it is for you. It wasn't the day I wanted, but I'm proud of myself. And even if they don't say I'm proud of myself, maybe they say I got a 12-second PR, but it wasn't the day I wanted. Let somebody sit with that. And if you feel the need to say something, they totally understand. That must have been so hard.
Yeah. I mean,
What can I do to support you?
yeah.
Because it's not about you, ma'am, sir, robot. Okay. I think that is also like, just like a lesson that we need to learn in communicating with others. That's the human side of what you and I lean into in this podcast and as coaches. Like, just let somebody sit with their feelings without you rush. Even like I've said before, and I say it when I'm mentoring other fitness professionals at my job at Equinox, silence is a cue. You can just be quiet. If you're in somebody's physical presence, maybe offer them a hug.
Ooh. I'm a big
That's
physical
weird, right?
touch. I'm a big
I know
physical
you
touch
are.
kind of guy. Uh,
Yeah. You're just like,
I love language.
I'm so sorry. Can I give you a hug right now?
Yeah. You
Do you
have
want
to
to?
ask though. I did learn you have to ask because I'm a big hugger and I
You
just
do have to
assume most
ask.
people love hugs. And I have friends who are like, no, do not even try that. And I'm like, okay.
Hugs are okay with me with an asterisk. I have a lot of this happens to me more than I'd like to admit. People who want to touch me after they've worked out. Okay. I don't, it happens a lot.
Yeah. Just do it
Like around the
for the class.
holidays, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I have a gift for you for that. I'm like, that is so sweet, Miriam. Thank you.
Yeah.
Miriam, we're not hugging though.
You need an apprentice that they hug the apprentice when they give you stuff like you can hug Susie here. She's my
I'm
because
just going like this. I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
no, you're right. And I think, what you were saying back to your point was like you can have a little, like have empathy, right? Like put yourself in someone else's shoes, not with your own perspective, right? That's the other thing. I don't know what that is something, I'm sure. But like when you have empathy, it's like, how would you feel if you were this person too, right? Not just like I wouldn't care. So, if I missed my goal or not. Like first off, you probably would, but like put yourself and like when you talk to someone after their races, like how would like offer them the understanding of what it's feeling like, and you kind of know the feeling that they're having. That's validating it, and not just we don't always have to be so quick to help people get over something that
Yes.
just happened, right? Like, okay, you had a bad race, but blah blah blah, or you just finished, or that's still a great time, or you still broke, 4 hours or 3 hours or whatever. It's okay, okay, but they have ambition for bigger things, and that's okay. Let them have that for a little bit. And if you want to show up 2 or 3 days later when they've reached that 48 hours post race, and then be like, oh, hey, here's something maybe in a way that's not unsolicited advice that comes off rude, but like you can find a way to communicate that later. Or maybe the person just gets themselves there their own way and they don't need that. So yes, we're too quick sometimes. And I think because it's social media and we're sharing so much that people just want to be maybe supportive, they think, but like let people have moments. People do struggle to sit in silence. Like sometimes just being around someone is helpful for me after a bad moment. I don't even need like to talk about it. Who am I kidding?
Mm.
I always want to talk about it, but like if I didn't,
No,
it
I
might
don't. I don't.
it might be okay to just sit there with someone and
Yes.
be in the muck, and that's okay. We care about stuff. It is okay to care about stuff.
Yes.
And it's like almost like this thing we talked about a while ago where people are doing these things where they're not even trying, not training, all this stuff. So then they don't have to care about it. And it's like it's okay to care. It's okay to think things are cool. It's okay to have goals. It's okay to have ambitions.
Yeah.
It's okay to miss those things. Like that's life. Like you grow
Mm-hmm.
in your failure. Like go try something hard. Put yourself out there. See what
Right.
happens. Sit in it afterwards and then move on.
Yep.
We always have to move on.
Right. Right. Completely agree. And it doesn't make the person who is, let's say that you completed something or you accomplished something, but it's not what you expected. It's not what you wanted. It doesn't make you ungrateful for expressing that. You are not ungrateful for that. And I think that what we try to do is when we're expressing this weird, murky, muddy, gray feeling to somebody, we're almost like trying to shield some of it when we're speaking about it. I know a lot of people are like, I know I'm grateful because I know I'm lucky because no, you could just say like it sucked, man. It sucks to work your ass off for something and it not turn out the way that you wanted. That's okay. So here are some other things that I think I didn't include this. Not some other things. One other thing that I wanted to make sure to mention uh, before we move, because I know Nick also had some other points that if he that he wanted to share, is if you are on the side that is sitting in the suck, just like the person who, so if you're sharing this with somebody and we're asking the receiving end, the friend, the family member, the person commenting on social media to not react immediately, we're also asking you as coaches not to react immediately. If you had a crappy day on Sunday, let's say hypothetically, get yourself off of runningintheusa.com. Get yourself off of ultrasignup.com. Do not sign up for nyr.org. Not that you can get into a race on there because they make it impossible. You get off of, get off the, do not rush through this into something else. Sit in that. It's not helpful for you long term to sign up for something that you don't, that we like to call a full body yes. Okay. So you're reacting with emotion instead of really like sitting with your emotions. Take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Hell, give yourself till the end of your year. I have athletes, and I know one of them is listening to this right now. Shout out to you, B. B, I won't give her full name, to protect her identity. But I have to physically almost, we have restraint. She's not allowed to email me about any races for 2026 until, I mean, really, I'll let her maybe the week before Hanukkah, maybe. But I may ignore that email. I honestly, I may not receive that email. That email may have gone to spam because people should have, like, we have to process things and that looks different for everyone. So this is your sign to put your credit card away, lock it up. Do not sign up for another race immediately after an experience that did not go your way.
Yeah, I think, and again, we don't like to be in that gray, uncomfortable area. And so we rush to get to an extreme, right? And so the quickest way to get over a race is to sign up for a new one. That's always a trend on social media that gets a lot of attention in posts when someone does that. We're sure, lovely thought. It's really just because people don't want to sit in that moment. So they're like, how quick can I get out of this moment instead of like just accepting it or being okay with it or working through it and growing as a human being? It's like, okay, well, if I sign up for another race, then I'm past this. Done. Or like I do something so extreme and dramatic after something happens, then I moved on.
Right.
We always do it. And like half time we regret what we do. How many times have you done something in your life when you rushed to it, thinking it would solve all your problems and it just made you sadder and more miserable? And you're like, I wish I would have waited 24 more hours to see if I really wanted to do this thing in life. You know, sit in that gray. The more uncomfortable you can be in the gray, the more you actually grow as a human being.
Yes.
It's easy to same thing like people do in friendships all the time. Like something happens in a friendship, something doesn't go right, and they're all of a sudden like, okay, well, I'm just gonna never talk to this person again. It's like, or like maybe just have a conversation about what happened, or just sit with it for a week and then see that you're still friends. Like we have to rush to get to the end point because it is too hard to be
So
uncomfortable. Be like, I don't know
uncomfortable.
if this person
Yeah.
likes me, or I don't know what this means, so I'm just gonna destroy the whole thing. What's it called? Self sabotage the whole thing away.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna say about coaches, like one of the things I like to do after a race is even if as coaches, we know like our athletes' goals, we know what they're interested in. I still don't want to assume, say, if an athlete has this is their goal and their B goal and their C goal, and they didn't do any of those. I'm still when I reach out, I'm gonna reach out, but I still reach out and I'm like, hey, how did it go? How are you feeling? Like I'm kind of giving
Mhm.
away my secrets. My athletes are all gonna listen, but like at the same time I'm doing that because I don't want to assume that just because they reached their goals the experience they had in race day is now not changed anything. Like maybe they're like, oh, I was throwing up for 26 miles, I'm proud I made it to the finish line only 3 months off my goal, and I'm like, oh, it sucks you didn't have a great day, is my first text to them. Like don't assume, work your way there, let them express to you and then be there. But again, don't avoid athletes after races that don't go well. You are someone they need to hear from and they want to hear from, and it will make it worse. Same thing with like injuries or anything that happens to an athlete. Like reach out.
Yes.
So yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, so I think what we're trying to get at here is you don't have to either be ambitious or proud.
Hmm.
They're not like opposites of each other. And we sort of alluded to it earlier, but you can be proud of what you accomplished, acknowledging how hard you work, but it doesn't mean you don't want more. At the same time,
Hmm.
like you can be ambitious at your goal and feel that you feel you achieved more and didn't reach your potential, but it doesn't mean you can't be proud of what you've done, right? This is what I hear all the time. And every time I put up a post about like being proud of how far you've come in life, a lot of people get it, but a lot of people are like, oh, I can't be proud yet, I haven't accomplished it all, or I can't be proud yet, I haven't done anything. You've done things. Like maybe it's not the exact life you envisioned, but if you sit down for an hour and you're in your 20s, or I don't care how old you are, but if you're in your 20s or 30s, you could clearly have done things. There's things you can be proud of from your life. Maybe they're not the things you expected to. Maybe someone else has air quotes more things to be proud of or bigger accomplishments. It doesn't take away from your life. So you can sit down at any point and look back and be proud of what you've accomplished and what you've got done to get here. Just like you can be proud of your race with still wanting more. And I think what we do is when we are too ambitious, it makes it impossible, because when do you stop to be proud of yourself? And when do you
Hmm.
stop to acknowledge what you've done? If you always need more and you always are grinding and nothing ever satisfies you, at some point that becomes your biggest barrier because you have never stopped to be proud. So every accomplishment is just not good enough. And you won't be able to keep doing accomplishments forever.
Hmm.
And what are you going to do in that moment when all of a sudden it's 2, 3 straight races where you didn't air quotes accomplish the big goal you needed? If you don't stop and say, oh my God, well, when I started this, I was like a 7-hour marathoner. Now I'm a 3-hour marathoner. If you're still not happy, like, you'll never be happy. And so you
Hmm.
need both. They have to exist together.
Yes. And that also, just what you were just highlighting, is the need for not only, finishing time goals when it comes to a race, finishing time goals, or even in somebody's fitness journey. When I'm working with somebody, when somebody comes to me and it does not happen, admittedly, now in my career, because most people who come to me know what my philosophy is. But in the beginning, weight loss was a goal. And there's nothing wrong with weight loss as a goal, but you can't lose weight forever. It's like if you want to draw those lines, those parallels with running and race times, it's very similar. You have to have goals are so important for our focus and for our joy, right? But you have to find goals that are not just metric focused, not just those outcomes, process, experience. Um, I always joke about fueling PRs, but it's so true. Like the fact that the first time I really carb loaded to the level that I did, and I got the highest amount of carbs per hour intra run fueling, like those are PRs. Those are massive things that you're able to keep your body well through a training cycle. So it's not always about the income. It's not always about the outcome, and it's about what that effort meant to you. And like Coach Nick was saying, proud doesn't mean done. It doesn't mean done. It means that it's just another chapter in your story.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better. It's that's just the way. I mean, we have to keep this thing going, and that means we have to find ways to do both things, still be ambitious and still be proud. And I think the other part of this I always like to say is people are so worried if they're proud that they'll stop being ambitious. I
Mm-hmm.
yet literally never met anyone who
No.
was like, "Oh, I ran a PR, but I don't care anymore. I'll never care about another goal and everything's fine because I ran this one PR." Like, give it a week and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, but the next PR." So, that is such a fear that is not validated in any experience in life. No one has ever let themselves be proud and then given up all ambition towards every goal. And if they have, it's because of other factors. Like maybe they reached the end of their career and they're just done. And it wasn't because they decided that moment, they were like, "I'm finally proud, I quit." They had already decided that this was like the last goal. So these fears of not trying or not chasing because you take satisfaction in something you accomplished is not founded in any evidence in life. It's all fake. It's it's fake toughness, and it's good for views on social media. So that's where it really comes from the most.
Well, and that's what's most important. That's what I keep hearing.
It is.
It's not. Guys, it's not. We're here to tell you it's not. Yeah, I mean, I think we've yapped out that topic.
We did. I think it's a great topic, especially as people are running Chicago or other fall races. Baltimore is this weekend. Marine Corps is maybe next weekend.
It is? Oh, yes. Okay.
Maybe. We don't know. We'll find out. Every day is an adventure. And then New York City, and then all the November
You're so
joyful
funny.
marathons.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think we'll find out about Marine Corps until next Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it here. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So we as we shared in the beginning of this episode, this is the last episode of season 2 and of Between Two Coaches, and we've had quite a journey here. And Coach Nick and I are taking that journey together elsewhere. Is that right, Coach Nick?
We are. Definitely some news to share soon, and we will absolutely share it. But yes, season 2 is coming to a close. Exciting things to look out for you guys. So keep your eyes posted. While you're still here, when you hear this podcast, you'll still have 6 days to join the New York City Marathon webinar hosted by
Mm-hmm.
Nick and Coach Amanda here over at Running Explained. So it'll be in the show notes. You can go to runningexplained.com, the Instagram, wherever you want. You should not miss it if you're running New York City this year, or if maybe you have tickets, somehow you're doing it next year because you already know. You will not be disappointed in the 1 hour webinar. We'll walk through some of the slides and tips and the 67 slides of information we've put together that you will take home with you, and you will know everything you need to know about navigating the expo, race morning, pacers, pace groups, everything you could want to know is all in one place. It really makes it easy, and you walk away with so much information. It's lovely.
Coach Nick, did you get my email? I sent you so many more slides, Coach Nick. Is it 67? I think we're closing in on almost 80.
We're
We're going to be there all night. No,
gonna be there.
I think we not only are going through some of the details and strategy, and I have compiled even more insider truths and tips that I think just would be helpful, not only for you, but really for your spectators, your family and friends who are going to be supporting you through this weekend. Because the marathon in general, but especially the New York City Marathon, it's a group project. So we're here to help.
Yep. And
And
I was gonna
yeah,
say
go ahead.
also we'll be look out Patreon subscribers. There'll be one more Patreon that will come out for this year. So look for that. That'll be exciting. We might even get more details over there. We don't know what we'll say yet. So little tease or surprise maybe. Otherwise, yeah, we've had a lovely season. So many great episodes this season. So thank you all for being here.
Yes, and you can reach out to both of us anytime. The best places probably are our Instagrams and or over at Running Explains Instagram, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.